we are here. Buyers are watching the rates right now, and sellers are watching the headlines. But there's a bigger story this winter. I have to read from my paper here because I want to get this right. I got my friend Elvis. He's from Southern California. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hey, how's it going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you guys are watching us. This is Elvis with Southern California Real Estate, and like she said, we're all doing the same thing, helping families accomplish their goals.
Yes, yes, yes. And my name is Suzette Loggins. I am here in Northern California. I'm your premier realtor here. And we just have some questions because we're going into winter time. And we know that everyone has all these questions, but we have some questions for you because we've been scouring the internet. And Chris and I are going to try our best to answer them for you. So let's just get started. You ready, Elvis?
I'm ready, and you know what we're gonna find that what's happening there because California, we're licensed to do business in California. We're gonna find that there's a lot of similarities, right? It may be different in Texas or Florida, but for the most part, what's happening in California, that's the news that we want to bring.
And whether you're a buyer or a seller, you're going to have some information that you're going to find out here. You're going to be like, wow, like I didn't know this. Stay tuned. So here, the first question is, what is the biggest surprise buyers are walking into right now?
The biggest surprise is that the prices are all over the place. Agents are trying to adjust on how should I, if you're helping a seller, how should I price this home? And some people are finding that they're getting offers above asking, some are getting asking, some are getting lower offers. And it's not like any other market like back in 2020, right? When we had homes that were put on the market, everyone, the majority of them were 90% of the individuals that were selling a home were getting more. Now people are trying to adjust and figure out like what is the right price. So what they're finding is they want a home and they want to submit a price at asking, but that one is being off. They're getting offers at a higher price. So that's probably the biggest challenge. Is a little bit of confusion on what's the right price. Should I believe my agent and what my buyer's agent is saying I should submit the offer at? They're a little bit uncertain, is what I see.
Exactly, exactly. It is very confusing for the sellers and also for the buyers. Many people are really expecting for the prices to drop. Inventory is actually tightening again. There's fewer listings. That means there's more competition. Insurance costs and property taxes are catching people off guard. Well-priced homes are actually still selling fast. Buyers think they have time, but good properties still sell fast. So the sellers and buyers, they have to really take all these things into account. And actually having agents like you and me, we're finding ourselves educating. Are you finding that too, Elvis?
One of the things that's most important is for us as individuals and professionals is to study the market. We don't wake up and then just start, running with our heads cut off. We study the market. We figure out if a particular home is priced correctly or not, and we do our best to counsel our clients on what the right price is for a home, whether you're buying or whether you're selling. And so part of what we do as professionals is we bring individuals into our office, we set an appointment, and we discuss what value we bring in a professional manner and what the market is doing. That way it gives them the confidence that we're a team. We're going to make this happen, whether you're buying or selling.
Exactly, exactly. I'm going to switch over to a seller question right now.
Sure.
Again, but the buyers may want to stay around because you may want to get some insight to this. This question is for sellers. What is one move that creates leverage for this winter?
Well, I can tell you that when most people are relaxed and they're thinking that, well, we'll wait after the holidays. Well, guess what? Everyone's trying to sell after the holidays. And I'm not saying it's a mistake. If that's necessary, it is what it is. However, we find that the individuals that are looking to buy are very serious. And you're going to get the most money when you have less homes on the market than when there is 5 other homes in your neighborhood that are for sale. Now the buyers have options. You want leverage? Place your home on the market when a lot of people don't want to, because the serious buyers will pay more in that time.
That is true. There's less competition. You know what? And again, being list slightly ahead of the curve. And again, that's exactly where you were going. January listings often catch early year demand because, again, most people are not listing around the holidays. People are waiting to the spring, because now you're like way ahead of the noise. It's like if you have a serious buyers out there, then now who are they looking for? Is going to be your properties that's going to be on the market. That's going to be really great. And one of the other thing is like, for my sellers right now, I'm saying that, hey, offer those rate buy downs right now, do those credits instead of the deep, cuts. They have the same effect. And also they're very enticing to those savvy buyers, and also freshen up those stale listings, freshen up the pictures, offer staging. Are you also saying the same thing to your sellers down in Southern California?
Well, here's the beauty, right? It's just like an artist that they all are very creative in many different ways. At the end of the day, we want our customers to be happy, for them to know, you know what, we did not leave a single dime on the table. And one of the things that, if we're selling a home at the end of the year, and picture this here, I mean, it's an emotional purchase, especially for first-time home buyers, right? They're out going, looking at homes, and look at the season of things, right? We got Thanksgiving, we have even Halloween, right? But Thanksgiving, you got Christmas. Like, how warm of a feeling does it feel for them to visualize what their next year is going to look like? Sometimes, even if they purchase it ahead of time, they might even be able to spend Christmas. And so, this whole environment of selling towards the end of the year, there's so much leverage that homeowners that are trying to sell have when someone's trying to buy their property. I just think it's a great time.
Exactly. One of the things I share with my buyers and also sellers is I also like try to tap into that motivation, because one of the things that people are doing right now, whether they're buying or selling, is like, why are you actually making the move? A lot of times it's because there's life situations that are happening. It's like, okay, I want to move because of this situation. And what is the price of happiness? I want to move to be closer to the grandkids, or I want to be like I'm working with someone that's transferring from out of state because of a job situation. Like that's going to really give you a lot of happiness. Why would you wait and possibly not even sell your house or be able to find a house because you're waiting for some magic number or crystal ball that we don't even know what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen with the rates in the future? Just do it right now where we know what the facts are right now, and you can actually make a move right now based upon the information that we have right now, which
That's
is
probably
really favorable because we know that if the house is priced right and the stage right, it will sell.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the biggest things that we as professionals encounter. We don't want to sound pushy. We know what the market is doing. We know what mistake you're making by waiting. Eventually, you're going to end up buying, and you're going to end up buying at a higher price because you're thinking the rates are going down, but there's more competition. That home is now worth more. And if that 1 year becomes 2 years, becomes 3 years, before you know it, you're 10 years without a home. How much equity would you have gained if you would have bought at the right time? Like now. Now is the best time. A year ago was the best time, but now is the second best time, right? So my thing is, if we can afford it and you can still save, I mean, it's important for you to save because it will rain. Things will happen. It's important that you're not using everything that you're qualified for, but at the same time, you're comfortable, but you're still able to save. Do it now. Now is the best time to purchase.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, we're almost through this. The next question is, what is the biggest pricing mistake sellers are making right now? This is a big one, Elvis. I know you have some real good nuggets for me right now.
Hey, listen, we can go on and on and on with this here, right? But as we go and we talk to the homeowners, We as professionals really have to distinguish, most of these homes that are expiring right now, which means someone tried selling and it didn't sell. Most of those homes probably shouldn't have been on the market because the agent said, "Oh yes, we can get you this, we can get you that," and they're setting the wrong expectation even for the next agent to help them. The expectation set too high and very unrealistic. Most of the agents that are not trained and don't have any experience will tell the sellers whatever they want to hear. And so, one of the biggest things for us as professionals is because we study the market, we know what happened a week ago, right? We're not looking at prices from a month ago or 3 months ago. What matters most right now for homeowners that are trying to sell their home and make that move, we look at last week's prices, right? And we price the property according to it. One of the biggest things I tell homeowners when they're trying to sell is like, you're not going to get more than what it's worth. And so I'm pleased to tell them this information here. Ultimately, they make the decision. I'll help them. If you want to crash the plane, we'll crash it together. But this is what I feel we need to be at. And rest assured that we show a lot of good data how homes start at a certain price and they go up higher, right? In our data, we have that MLS arrows going up or arrows going down with the final sales price. We're seeing a lot of houses that start off at a certain rate and they get sold for higher. So rest assured that you're gonna get the most, you're gonna get the market value for the property, and within 2 weeks, we'll know if we're priced correctly or not.
Exactly, exactly. It's kind of sad because for me, I pride myself on being a truthful agent, not necessarily a right agent, but I'm going to be a truthful agent and I'm going to tell you the truth. And some agents are not truthful. They want to be right and they want to just kind of like side with you as the seller and they want to tell you whatever you want. But then they get the listing and then you see those listings sit on the market for 20, 30, 60, 70, 80 days. So then how much has that cost you, signing with the agent that just agrees with everything that you've told them as the seller? But here it goes. Elvis, you said it. You hit the nail on the head. You are a professional. You study the market day in and day out. It's the expectation is that you're going to go to that homeowner and tell them the truth. There's a couple of things I want to just kind of add to that. Starting too high, just like you said, the seller will say, starting too high will leave room to negotiate. But buyers nowadays are very, very savvy. They know that old trick. They've watched too many TV shows. They're going to just bypass your house when you have priced your house too high. They're like, oh, they're just unrealistic. I don't even want to deal with them anymore. And buyers will just skip over your overpriced home.
Yeah, and you know that buyers are very savvy with the internet. They have all the information they need
Yes,
to know if your house is priced too high. And one of the things we tell sellers, right? I'm sure you've told them before, would you rather have a bidding war in your home or not have an opportunity to look at any offers at all? Ultimately, when it's priced too high, you're helping your neighbors sell their house. And again,
exactly.
I can't stress it enough. You're not going to get more than what it's worth. You price it, and the market will tell you.
And that goes back to we saying get what it's worth. And you'll have like sellers say, well, they're comparing their house to back in 2021, 2022. We're past that now. We're past that now, or ignoring the condition of the house. The buyers are really savvy about what they want in the house and how they want the condition. Again, those pre-inspections, listening to your professional listing agent. We want the best for you. We want to get more money in your pocket. And I know that we have to end. Hopefully, you got a lot of information out of what we shared. Elvis, do you have any last words to provide?
Hey, listen, there's many choices that you have out there. We've been doing this for many years. In my case, decades. And so I know you're a seasoned agent. I think the most important thing when choosing the right agent to work with is one that's gonna take the time, right? Like a host, like a party, They're very professional, and they give you the time of day to share with you and make you feel comfortable about the next step. And so when hiring a professional, you definitely want to take into account how they make you feel, because that's important, but the value and the knowledge that they give you. Are you taking the next step with confidence? And if you're a little iffy about it, reach out to us. We know agents all over the US. Will connect you with people in Texas, Florida. I mean, all 50, 51 states. We got you covered. Anything related to lending, houses, appraisals, anything related to your house, we got your back for life.
Exactly. Thank you, Elvis. And again, thank you. We have some more nuggets that's going to come your way. If there's any questions that we did not get to, put it in the comments and we will make sure that we answer it on the next episode.
I
Thank
love it.
you.
Thank you, Suzette, for having me.
Bye.